Hello everyone, it's Jack from Cultaholic, joined by Ross and Andrew for another exciting edition of 9 Pitches. And this time, we're going to be talking about AEW Dynasty, or as we would say over here, Dynasty. But it's in America, so it's Dynasty.
Mm-hmm.
Excited?
I would say Dynasty. Would I? I'd change on the fly.
You would say Dynasty,
I'd go for
unprompted.
both.
Okay.
Dynasty. Just a bit
Dynasty.
of both.
I don't know.
Dynasty.
Oh, I would say Dynasty.
I'm going to say this is the hardest Pitches video we've had in a while.
I was saying that.
Because
yeah.
this card is a series of matches you just want to see without any of the bollocks we attach via these pitches involved.
Largely, yes.
Yeah.
Just great matches.
Agreed.
AEW is on a bit of a trajectory at the minute where, like, the televised product is massively divided in opinion, but I think more people would agree that, as we saw with Revolution, the big shows still generally knock it out the park.
It's like NXT in that respect.
It's very similar to NXT in that respect, yes. So, what do you think of the card, Andrew?
I think it looks amazing. I think it genuinely looks really, really good. I think Ravy Dave Meltzer said that there's a few more matches to be announced for it, which makes sense because there's still 3 shows before the actual one itself, isn't there?
3? Oh,
Yeah,
Rampage.
Rampage.
As well. Oh, right,
that
yeah.
exists
2.5,
still.
yeah.
So there's still to be a few more things on there, but already as it stands, as it is, there's some really good stuff on there.
Yes, we are obviously recording this video before Dynamite, and hopefully it will go out today as well before Dynamite has even aired. So we're flying a little bit. We're
Pull your
flying.
finger out,
Yes, Sesh.
It will.
We're flying. As Ross and Andrew hurl abuse at our wonderful producer Joel. Yeah, we are flying a little bit blind, not knowing the final beats of each story. But hopefully we've all come up with some good pitches, regardless of. God, it was difficult though. It was pretty difficult.
Hard.
Ross,
I just wanted to see the matches. That's all I want to see.
I know.
If I could have sat here and gone, my 3 pitches are every match, just no bollocks. Just do the matches.
do the dream matches.
Yeah, that's
do
all that needs to be
Okada
done.
Pack. Do Osprey Danielson.
Yeah.
Well, I'm thrilled to learn what we've come up with. So Ross, please kick us off with your first pitch.
And don't
no,
forget-
wait! Oh
don't
no!
forget-
I didn't see my whole thing.
Whoa.
It's not what we think will happen.
It's what we want to happen.
Oh, no.
The golden rule was forgotten.
I think that's the first time I've forgotten to do that.
Unbelievable.
A little while ago now, Buddy Matthews clarified what happens under house rules. The first rule is 20-second countouts. The second rule is no rope escapes. The third rule is DQ is enforced. He wrote a little blurb under each one, but I've taken them away from the first
DQ
3.
is enforced.
Is enforced, it says.
Oh.
As
Well,
I say,
that's
I've,
so evil and hardcore.
I've taken away the little blurb because you put a little sentence under every one, but I've taken the first 3 away because I don't care about them.
Okay.
But rule number 4, dealer's choice : and he said back in the day, you decide what is the last rule. Why? Because it's fair and balance is all we have. That's what he put on Twitter. Willow Nightingale, ever the professional, sees the chance to make a rule of her own in the TBS title match against Julia Hart because it is being contested under house rules. And she declares this will be a handicap match with sky blue banners from the arena. For the first time ever, somebody will utilize rule number 4 correctly. Willow introduces her best friend in the entire world, Chris Statlander, as her partner in the handicap portion of the match to take down Julia Hart. The match is trundling along fine as the Sisters of Extermination, as I've called them there, are absolutely battering Julia all over the ring and the ringside area because, as I say there, for the first time in history, rule number 4 has been utilised correctly. Willow is being all happy and potentially naive, but happy all the same. She does a big move. She allows Chris to do a big move because Chris is her best friend and her tag team partner in this match. They're all having a great time because they like hurting smaller goths. All of a sudden, though, Stokely Hathaway, who of course is at ringside with the Sisters of Extermination, as I called them there, he shouts something along the lines of, Christopher, crush! Because it's Stokely, he'll be able to come up with something way cooler than that. But it's like a barking order from the ringside area. Christopher, crush. And Chris Statlander smashes Willow, tosses her out the ring, and insert Day of the Week fever, as her finisher maneuver goes, pins Julia Hart to walk out as the TBS champion. Stokely Hathaway cackles. Willow is now the WCW Sting of the AEW Women's Division. Mercedes Moné, who of course is the lady who the winner of this, the ordinary TBS title match, will go on to face at Double or Nothing. She walks out on the stage and she's like, what the hell, man? What does this mean? And then Athena, who has been revealed on tonight's Dynamite in the future as being the one who was behind the attack because, whoa, you never saw that coming. And I was very impressed with Athena on Battle of the Belts. Have you seen Battle of the Belts?
Yeah.
She's
very good.
sick.
She's unbelievable. The best work of her career, I would say, with Lexi Nair and I said Billy Piper there.
Billy Starks.
Billy Starks, not
Because
Billy
we
Piper.
wanted to.
I was
Because we
watching
wanted
Scoops on Netflix last night.
Is she good in
About
it?
Prince Andrew.
I didn't know about this.
Yeah.
Is she good in it?
Yeah, it's very good.
Oh, very good.
She plays a tabloid hack working for Newsnight. But yeah, this all means like, what the hell's going on forward here? But I know for one thing that's for sure, Chris Statlander and Stokely Hathaway are going to take some stopping, so they are. And I've done this pitch because me and you were sat on the news on Monday, just talking as if Willow versus Mercedes Moné was a foregone conclusion for Double or Nothing. So I thought, you know what? Let's set the Stokely among the pigeons.
Okay.
Anything could happen in the All Elite Wrestling Federation.
And what's the motivation there for Chris and Stokely turning on Willow? Because she's getting too popular.
Yeah,
the title.
Yeah,
Right,
jealousy, the title,
Yeah.
the winner's purse.
Fair enough.
And potential matches between those two down the line would be.
Oh, yeah. Delicious.
Not in that way. I've made that sound like an Andrew pitch from
Well,
WrestleMania.
no, he got me. He got me.
She licks her hand.
No,
We
it
remember.
wasn't in. That's what she does.
Yeah, but then
That
you
is
had
the
I think you had Bianca doing it back to her.
No, I didn't.
Eye contact.
No, I didn't.
Eye
There was
contact.
eye contact, but it was part of the whole angle.
Dirty boy.
Damn it. Damn it.
It's a no from me. I'm sorry.
That's fine.
Oh,
I'm getting a no for the next one as well. I've never been most certain
Was that your
of getting 2 no's
was
from
that
my
your
next
strong
pitch.
one?
No,
Third one.
they're all fantastic.
the only and the problem is I feel bad because I agreed with most of it as well. I enjoy the turn. I enjoy the involvement of Athena, who I think's been not underrated because everyone knows she's good, but one of the most underexposed, brilliant wrestlers of the past 2 or 3 years, maybe longer now. Underutilized. I agree with all that. There's just one thing that I can't get over, and that's that I think it's really out of character for Willow to stack the odds in her favor.
Dealer's choice.
I know
Dealer's
it's
choice.
dealer's choice, but it seems quite cheap for a woman as happy and vibrant and virtuous as Willow Nightingale.
We all have
Sorry,
a
I'm
dark
sorry.
side, Jack. We all have
We
a
all
dark
have a
side.
dark side.
Even
we
though
do.
it's house rules, right? Is it almost a little bit heelish for her to do that because she then expects Chris Statlander.
They give them the choice to do it.
She then expects Chris Statlander just to bow down and not take the TBS
Baby faces
championship.
don't have to be naive idiots. They can be thinking wrestlers as well. That's what I'm going to say.
Oh no, that's fair enough. That is
You
fair enough.
pair of bastards.
What do you mean? I haven't even said yes
Oh,
or no
sorry.
yet. Yeah, well, now you said that.
He's intimidating the jury.
Parts of it, yes. And I think as Jack described, parts of it, no as well. But the turn is definitely something that I want to see. And also, as Jack said too, just Athena being used more because she's one of the best parts about Ring of Honor at the moment. And I think we've spoken about this before, but like watching stuff from Ring of Honor, that's always the stuff that stands out to me more so than anything else. Obviously, you know, there's like the stuff with the boys, Dalton Castle and everything, but it's the Athena stuff that draws me
Especially
in.
because in the build-up to Supercard of Honor, which happened over WrestleMania week, the men's title was between Eddie Kingston and Mark Briscoe. Really emotional storyline. Should have had a build, but it had no build.
No.
And because the men's division, the top of the men's division of Ring of Honor has been kind of neglected for a while, Athena's really had to carry double the load, and she's doing all right. Like, she's doing really well, but just isn't getting the recognition for it.
So it's there.
You're doing the middle.
bar.
On the fence. The bar.
Up the minions.
Oh,
Yeah.
the Minions.
Billy Starks. And,
Sorry, I thought you
Actually
meant the
there.
film.
No, down with them. They're terrible.
The Minions.
Awful, aren't they?
Yeah, they are. Well, mine is also in relation to the TBS title match as well. So at Dynasty, we get a very quick and frantic backstage segment that sees Mercedes Moné and Stokely tending to Chris Statlander, who's seemingly being laid out in a mysterious manner similar to that of Moné from the week prior. As Chris clutches her knee in agony, Willow makes her way into shot to ask Mercedes and Stokely, "What has just happened here? My goodness."
that is what
That's what she would say. Mercedes says she found both Stokely and Statlander like this already, whilst Chris just cuts her off to say she was in the locker room when the lights went out, so she didn't get a good look at who attacked her, but she's got a pretty bloody good idea who it was, as Julia and Sky seem to be trying to thin out any number advantages heading into this match tonight. Moné tells Willow not to worry, she'll tend to Chris and Stokely. Good luck out there, win that title, and if anything happens, I've got your back, Willow Nightingale. Don't you panic, flight mechanic, is what she says. So the camera then follows. I basically just stolen like these shots from WWE at the moment, but the camera then follows.
You can't do that in an AEW video.
I've done it, and I would like to see it happen. It's not what we think is going to happen. It's what we want to happen. So the camera then follows a frustrated, fired up Willow from the backstage area into the ring to kick off the match proper. Commentary throughout
Throwing
the
a
match.
bin. I loved when Sami Zayn threw the bin.
It was very good,
It was a bit
wasn't it?
mean of him, but yeah.
It was a bit, wasn't
right
it?
next to a bloke who worked in the venue. He
And
probably
then,
went, oh.
and then Kevin kicked the wall or something as well. I can't remember. Something like that. Just very irresponsible, personally, I think. Commentary throughout the match very much hammer home the similarities between the two attacks, with the absence of light being a very spooky thing on brand with both Julia and Sky Blue. Regardless, both have an intense back and forth. There's close falls, the whole shebang. But with Willow on the back foot, however, Julia sets up to hit that moonsault for the finish. But through a spirited comeback, Willow manages to catch the champ in the rotation. So she's doing the thing, but she catches her. And then Willow looks to hit a Death Valley driver. Julia clings onto the ropes for dear life, though. And in her struggle, she manages to clock the ref in the face with a stray boot. My goodness, this causes enough of a brief distraction for Sky Blue to emerge from under the ring to grab Willow's ankle, turning the momentum against the challenger enough for Hart to hit a lovely crucifix bomb, everybody.
Ooh.
Hey, there we go. Thank you.
It's all right.
With the
You've got to work to get him on board.
That tickled me, did that. With the ref still distracted, Julia signals for Blue to get a chair, but as she does so, that's when the letters CEO wash over the Titantron. A woman of her word, here comes Mercedes to make the save. Now, with the heels looking on in panic, Mercedes begins to make her way down the ramp, but she doesn't manage to get very far before the lights in the arena go out, everyone. Oh, dear. Commentary again called that this is the MO for Hart and Sky Blue, especially regarding the recent attacks. We're certainly hammering that home, everyone. And as the lights return, lo and behold, the camera reveals Mercedes laid out on the floor once again. The camera's panned down, she's on the floor, what's going on? But as it pans up, there stands over the CEO is a completely healthy, newly healed Chris Statlander. And through that distraction causes Julia Hart to pick up the win and retain the TBS title. And now Chris Statlander's heel, and happy birthday, everybody.
I hate Chris Statlander. Wow, we're already thinking she's going to turn heel.
Yeah, hey,
I think she's going to turn heel.
Just with everything that's been happening over the last few weeks, and also conveniently, she had a little backstage thing with Stokely. She was getting interviewed, and she was conveniently right outside Mercedes Monet's dressing room door.
Okay.
And I feel like it's teasing something
Okay,
there.
Andrew the Christie.
But yeah, thank you. That was
Sorry,
good.
yeah.
But yeah, I think jealousy and everything that you said before, I think that's going to lead into her turn. And especially when she was like, oh, I got attacked the other week. I'm sorry I couldn't be there for you and all that kind of stuff. And I think she'd be mega as a heel as well. I think she'd be really, really good.
I think it's a yes from me, because we were talking at the start about how there's lots of matches on this show where it's like, just let the matches be the matches.
Yeah.
We don't want too much bollocks and run-ins and all that sort of stuff.
Yes.
This is one of the matches, though, and I'm a fan of Julia Hart. I just think that because of her gimmick, this is one of the matches where we can excuse a bit more bollocks because she's a spooky lady.
Yeah.
So it's a yes from me because she's a spooky lady.
Thank you.
To boil it right down.
I like it.
I'll give it a yes because it has the same outcome that I would like to see also.
Yes. Yeah, that's it. Well, I'm glad.
But I would like to apologise to all the AEW faithful out there for all that WWE chitter-chatter. We don't like that on AEW videos.
What do you mean? It was literally
You can't crisscross
just
the divide, Andrew.
Yes, you can.
It's disgusting
Yes, you can.
conduct.
Like what you
Feel
like.
sorry, everybody.
It's what we want to happen.
I've got a House of Black related one as well, but I'm going to save that because it's my favourite pitch of the three that I've written. I'll do it maybe second. Oh. First of all, though, I'm going to do one about the Young Bucks versus FTR. The Young Bucks defeat FTR in the ladder match to win back the AEW tag team titles. Even though I much prefer FTR as a tag team out of the two, I have to admit that the tag division trying to get those belts back from the corrupt EVPs is a much more compelling story than FTR as champions again, at least for now. But It's actually FTR who look to have the match won in the closing stages until a mysterious balaclava-clad man runs out and pushes them off the ladder. The Bucks grab the belts and celebrate with the mysterious man who unmasks to reveal, can we guess?
Yes.
Yeah.
Jack Perry.
Yeah, Jack Perry, Jungle Boy. Jack cuts a promo over the boos of the crowd, saying that he's been made a scapegoat and got suspended for doing pretty much nothing. Now he's back to get revenge, not just on Tony Khan, but on the fans, who never really gave him a chance in the first place. And I think there's a bit of truth to that. He was often one of like the less favoured of the pillars, maybe.
Yeah.
The Bucks lift him on their shoulders and he declares himself the most controversial wrestler in the history of AEW. This is the theme for the next few weeks. The Bucks and Perry winning TV matches via nefarious means, helping each other in matches and stuff, and Perry constantly reveling in his self-declared status once again as the most controversial wrestler in AEW history. We get to Double or Nothing, where Perry wins a singles match against Ricky Starks with a low blow and a go to sleep.
Oh.
Isn't Starks friends with Punk, or is he just friends with Cody?
I think he's friends with Punk.
Well, I think then that I'm relieved because that's the point of that match. The Bucks come out to celebrate with Perry. On the previous episode of Dynamite before Double or Nothing, they'd promised to issue an open challenge at Double or Nothing, but now they've changed their mind. They say, hey, we were thinking about defending our tag gold tonight, but we've decided that because we're just such good bosses, we're going to give the rest of the tag division the night off. Yay!
Oh, that's
Obviously,
nice.
the crowd hates this.
Yes.
Perry gets on the mic and once again claims that he is the most controversial. He's interrupted by a familiar entrance theme. Do 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 do. Oh, God. The heels prepare.
CM Punk.
No, it's MJF.
Oh.
The heels prepare for MJF's arrival, but he's under the ring and he knocks Jack Perry out with the Dynamite Diamond Ring. The Bucks turn around and square off with MJF, but they're interrupted by Tony Schiavone, who gets on the stage and says, I've just received word from Tony Khan that given the return of MJF, Matthew and Nicholas will defend their titles against him tonight. The Bucks are angry at first, but then they start to laugh, pointing at MJF and pointing out that it's a 2-against-1 situation. How can he possibly hope to win? MJF grabs a mic from ringside and says, unfortunately for the pair of you, I might have brought some backup. And even though it was very hard for me to do, and it was a little bit out of character, sometimes in your life, you just have to admit when you were wrong. Sometimes you have to apologize. Wardlow's music hits. Here he comes. And the ring is filled with the feces of the terrified young Bucks. There you go.
Terrified young Bucks.
So what I've done there has been a little bit cheap because we want this pay-per-view to largely just remain bollocks free.
Yeah.
So I've taken it forwards.
I was going to say your pitch for
Not wrong with
Dynasty is
It's
for
for Double
Jack
or
Perry.
Nothing. Yeah.
Jack Perry to interfere. That's a yes from me because I would like to see that happen.
Thank you.
That's a yes from me, and I also think that's going to happen.
I wrote that and then I thought, that's too short. There needs to be more. So I thought I'll take it to the
That's
next
what I mean.
pay-per-view
It was really
instead.
hard
Yeah.
to do this video.
I really, you know what? I don't know if you know this about me. I'm quite a fan of CM Punk. I think he's pretty good.
Really?
Yeah. But I have to say that I thought the way Jack Perry handled the Chicago crowd was magnificent. I thought he was really funny.
They got behind him as well, didn't they, a little bit too?
Yeah. What does Phil think of that? then,
What does Phil
Phil?
think of that?
Yeah, I think he's made the best of a really bad situation for him.
Yeah.
I'm assuming he didn't really want Tony Khan to put the footage out. I wouldn't.
Probably not.
Not that he got battered or anything, but just because it's just a bit of an embarrassing situation.
Yeah.
And I thought he did really well, and I'd like to see him channel that heel energy upon his AEW return, which I hope is very soon.
Yeah, agreed.
I think this also might happen.
I think
Strike
it's-
while the iron is Jack Perry. Hot.
Yes.
Sexy.
Ross,
Yes.
your
Lovely
second
guy.
pitch, please.
So here we go. 2 no's, everybody. 2 no's upcoming.
No, it
Right.
might be good. It might be good.
You've got one of these.
No, this very pitch. A no from
Oh,
you
okay,
and
okay.
a no from Jack.
Sorry.
A small bit of admin. That isn't the pitch exactly, but it's pertinent to the pitch I'm about to tell you. Kazuchika Okada defeats Pac thanks to a man in a hoodie. A man in a hoodie who has long, curly-ish locks coming out of the hood part. But you can't see his face, but you can see the long, curly-ish locks. Just maybe he's hiding his face behind a balaclava. Ooh. So the Young Bucks at the start of the not the premium live. The start of the pay-per-view announced that their match was scheduled to be in the semi-main event slot of the show, but they've just had a really intense production meeting, and unfortunately, their ladder match against FTR is going to have to happen right now.
Yeah.
Mansuri, you doofus! They'll shout towards the truck. Get FTR's music playing now. FTR take their time to appear, but they're sort of half ready for the match. They're looking disgruntled. They're taping their wrists on the way down the ramp. They're in the ring, and they're kind of ready to go, but they don't look too happy about it. The Young Bucks music then hits, but they don't appear. Eventually, those 2 smug pricks appear on the Tron and say, oh, sorry, Jesus Christ himself is on the phone and wants us to do an extra hard praying session because this one's going to be a really dangerous match. So we won't be able to wrestle until later in the night. sorry. Have a great show, guys. Have a cappuccino on us. I don't know why I said that, but there we go. FTR look like someone has farted into one of their bottles of tequila as they trundle their sorry arses back up the ramp. The match is now taking place in its scheduled spot on the card, and it's pretty bloody good. In fact, it's been one hell of a match, which is the fourth encounter between these two teams.
It's just what he said it.
I don't know. It's just a stream of consciousness, this one. We get to the final stretch of the match. FTR, of course, are climbing the ladder, and here comes what we think is that hooded and either or masked assailant from earlier on. He pulls down FTR, throws them out the ring, couple of chair shots on the outside for each of them, and he tries to get the Bucks, after that, up the ladders. Then we hear Motor City! It's the bloody Motor City Machine Guns. Apparently they signed this week, didn't they?
They are in talks, and they
yeah.
want to go there, but I think they're just ironing out the details. That's what's being
They
reported.
want you to think.
Oh.
For this pitch, we'll go forward. Because they want this match. They want to make sure it's just a jam-up sporting contest between two fantastic professional wrestling tag teams. However, a second masked assailant is here and takes down the MCMGs with another chair. The second assailant then joins the first assailant in beating down FTR as well, which allows the Bucks to get the win and become the new tag team champions. Then we get to the big assailant reveal in the ring. The first man who has been suspended since March the 6th, he takes it off. It's Hangman Adam Page, who's been reinstatement. Thanks for the reaction. He's been reinstated to the Elite and is now fully diddler in the Cultaholic Wrestling podcast sense of the word. And the second, of course, is Jack Perry. Okada joins them for some Pooh House photo opportunities inside the ring as the Elite fly again.
Yeah, they do.
Cheers, yeah.
Now it's not. You thought it was going to be an instant no.
Oh, yeah.
Is this because it's lots of bollocks in a really good match, like we said at the start?
Just because it's an unsatisfactory outcome, but I've been a big fan. Apart from the footage being aired, well, no, because I like the footage being aired. I don't know what. Apart from, I don't know. The Bucks have been very good since they brought the EVP.
Their
stuff
gimmick has been good,
in kayfabe as their gimmicks, and Okada's been good as well. I just thought it was so unsatisfactory as an outcome. I thought you'd just go, no, I don't like it.
But it's always darkest before the dawn, and we need a heel win before the. I mean, I was thinking maybe like the person to finally topple the Elite is Kenny Omega coming back and get revenge if he's healthy enough. But just any number of people could do it. I think I'm leaning towards a yes.
My God.
Because the big negative for me was the kind of inconsequential nature of the machine guns there.
Do you reckon they're going to be a focal point of the tag team, though, since they're advanced years?
I don't know. I think they'll probably come in and have some dream matches. Like them and the Bucks, them and maybe FTR. But I reckon maybe they'll be the first ones to challenge whoever wins the tag match, unless they haven't ironed out those contract details.
You could say that this angle here that I've brilliantly pitched has set up a Bucks MG match.
Oh, yeah.
Brilliant, yeah. Brilliant.
I'll You know what? I'll give it a yes. I'll go for a yes.
Sunshine on a rainy day.
Oh.
Hits my soul.
Oh my God, is this going to be a rare me yes, Andrew no combination?
Here he goes.
It's going to be.
This is what I expected to happen.
You said Adam Page, and that pretty much turned me into a yes immediately.
I was waiting. I thought this was like Mania 24. Ross is on his knees. You're there tuning up the band.
I'm sorry, I love you.
Have it.
It's a yes because I think I would actually kind of like to see the heels just be horrible people and dominate over the roster for the longest time because it just feels like so in character with everything that's happening at the moment. And I think it would be a missed opportunity not to lean into the EVP, higher ups in the company role, and not do stuff like that and just run roughshod over the roster for the longest time. So it's a yes from me. And Adam Page, I think when he comes back, he needs that something else, and it's already been teased, hasn't it? Like all the heel stuff. So I want to see that too. And yeah, I think you're right. I think it would set up for Motor City Machine Guns, Young Bucks down the line. Hopefully they'll be the ones to, or I guess, would you want FTR to be the ones to
It can be
topple them?
either or.
Yeah, either or.
Options are open.
They are, aren't they?
I think that as long as because I think a mistake would be if like the EVP heel stuff started to affect the whole roster, like once the NWO got a bit too all-encompassing.
Yeah.
But if it's
Yeah.
confined to like the tag team division and a couple of other bits of the show, but you've still got like Swerve and Joe and maybe Osprey and whoever at the top of the card having these cool matches without interference and stuff, then I think it's perfectly acceptable.
It could be kind of cool to have like just a team of the big baby faces all come together to take them out as well. Like you said, like Kenny Omega.
With heart, passion, friendship. Who was it who said that?
I don't know.
It was
Powerpuff
Omega,
Girls?
Ibushi. No,
Oh.
it was the team of... What did the... Heart, passion, friendship. Who was it?
Love.
Do you remember it?
I've just got Lita's theme in my head. Love, fury, passion, energy. Boy hits the car.
What's that Red Hot Chili Peppers album called? Blood, Sugar, Sex,
Blood,
Magic.
Sugar, Sex, Magic.
With
Good
blood,
album.
sugar. No.
It's
It's your turn.
my turn.
Bloody hell.
It's my turn, but it's 2 yeses. You said 2 no's.
I know, yeah. I don't know the
You
audience at
turned
all.
it around, you lovely lad. I'm going to Dynamite this week to begin with Will Osprey versus Claudio ahead of the match that he's having with Danielson at Dynasty this
like
weekend.
the feud.
Bring the boom. Will we bring the boom? It remains to be seen. After what happened on Collision this past Saturday.
Yeah.
Oh.
No, I'm not. That's no teasing for what's going on here, by the way. I'm just saying Will Osprey versus Claudio.
It will bring the boom.
It will bring the boom. So after what happened on Collision this past Saturday, I'm going to say that Claudio picks up the win due to some miscommunication.
Whoa.
What?
Wait, what?
What?
You're beating the Billy Goat on the weekly show.
Claudio-
You've not listened to the context of the pitch yet.
Okay,
My
okay,
goodness.
okay.
I'm going to say that Claudio picks up the win due to some miscommunication between Osprey, and now I'm going to knock you out, lad. Between Osprey and the Don Callis family. And after the match, Osprey even confronts Callis about this involvement as they get into a heated exchanging of words.
Right.
What a beautiful wedding. What a No, he doesn't say that. With those two distracted, so Callis and Osprey are distracted on the outside. You've thrown me off.
No.
With Callis and Osprey distracted on the outside, they're having some words. That leaves Hobbs, Fletcher, and Takeshita to lay the boots to Claudio before Danielson comes in to make the save. And as the heels gear up to take Danielson out too, Will sees what's happening and quickly grabs a mic and he goes, London accent, stop bruvs.
Yeah, good.
Yeah, there you go. To his fellow family members. He gets in the ring between the BCC members and his stablemates and he says, don't you dare touch that man, pointing to Bryan Danielson. I need him as ready and as healthy as he can possibly be. I need to prove to myself, to that locker room, to the world that I can beat the greatest wrestler of all time, one-on-one, on my own terms. And if you take that away from me, this won't be my family anymore, you little bum-bums. That's what he says. Callis then gets into the ring and he de-escalates the situation. He tells the family to stand down and back off as Osprey watches Danielson pick up Claudio, with the two competitors nodding at one another as the segment ends. And then we get a quick Collision pit stop as well, with a small backstage segment that sees Don Callis. He's just cutting a promo, hyping up some match for the following week. When Osprey walks into shot, he tells Don he's been looking everywhere for him since Wednesday, and no one's been returning his calls. He just wanted to apologize for what happened on Wednesday. Things got heated, but this match means absolutely everything to him. But Callis stops him. He says he told everyone to give Osprey some space to focus on his big upcoming match, and that's why nobody's been returning his calls. But rest assured, the family will be there at Dynasty, not to get involved, but to witness one of the biggest nights in Osprey's career unfold. So now we finally get to Dynasty, all right? And surprise, it's a bloody banger between Will Osprey and Bryan Danielson. And after a good 45 minutes of liquid wrestling with no interference, might I add, neither man can seem to put the other away.
45 minutes.
Oh, yeah.
It would still be good, wouldn't it?
Oh, yeah. We're going long. Towards the end of the match, Osprey heads up to hit a leap of faith. But who should swan out of those heel tunnels but the Don Callis family? This perplexes Will a little bit. However, they don't make their way to the ring. They just observe at the top of the ramp, looking to cheer on their boy. It's enough to cause some hesitation for Will, though, who gets caught by a recouped Danielson, ends up eating a top rope German suplex, and with that momentum, it carries him all the way to the adjacent corner and sets him up perfectly for a running knee from Bryan Danielson. Bryan charges, Will ducks as the American Dragon collides with the turnbuckle, though, folding him up perfectly on his knees for Osprey to hit the hidden blade for the 1-2-3.
Okay.
Oh.
I was...
Okay. Osprey beats Bryan Danielson clean. So after a grueling and exhausting match, the two eventually make it to their feet and get a standing ovation from the crowd. Osprey extends his hand out as a sign of respect, but Danielson just pushes it away. before he raises Will's arm in victory to yet another standing ovation from the crowd. It's all civil here, everybody. My goodness. So as Danielson leaves the ring and heads up the ramp, however, he's met by Callis, Takeshita, Hobbs, and Fletcher, who are slowly walking towards his direction, blocking his way past. Osprey gestures with his hands for the family to part like the Red Sea and let the American Dragon through. To which, after some tense hesitation, they do. And they join Osprey for this in-ring celebration. Callis embraces Will. Hobbs gets him up on his shoulders. It's a wholesome moment for the Don Callis family.
Oh my God.
Until it's not everybody.
It's not another WWE reference, is it?
As we see shades of the Triple H Evolution turn on Randy Orton play out before our very eyes. Thumbs down, boom. They beat Will Ospreay bloody. It's the biggest night for Will Ospreay in his career, I guess, at least, you know, in terms of who he's up against at that moment. And it's all smudged by the Don Callis family, who are like, you think you're too good for us, do you? You think you're too good for us? Get him out of here. Let's beat him up. Yeah.
So that's the reasoning. Because he thinks he's too good for them.
Like, things are too good. Like, he's too good for them.
Tension has been building.
Tension's been building as well, yeah. Maybe Cal Fletcher's like, I don't know if I should join in this. Ooh. But he does.
He's my friend, bro.
Yeah.
Yeah. I was more New Zealand. I can't. I can't.
Where's the car?
Yeah, I can't.
Where's the
do
car?
It. Bloody hell!
I'm gonna stop myself from doing it. I'm not gonna join in.
I just turned on
Irish chocolate.
I just turned on bloody Billy.
Yeah.
Where's he go? Where's he going? The way I'm bad at this.
No, you're good. You're very good.
He's a bit of a drongo.
Yeah. Right. So at first I was like, "Oh my God, it's the worst match." But then I liked all the rest of it. Especially, you got me, because when they came out onto the ramp and Osprey was distracted, I was like, Andrew, what are you doing,
What are
man?
you doing?
What are you bloody doing? But instead, you still had Osprey get the win.
Yeah.
So they didn't factor into the finish.
No.
So that's... And also, I was thinking there, like, well, I can't forgive him losing to Claudio. But then I thought, but... Then he's just beaten Brian, so how much does that counteract
Well,
it?
the thing with Claude, I guess this. Sorry,
Oh,
I guess
no.
this. Now I'm trying to defend myself.
Yeah,
for some reason, very
No, that's all right.
aggressively.
No, go on.
The thing with Claudio picking up the win is, I guess the family get involved there, and that's the catalyst for why. Obviously, he's like, don't get him, don't do this, don't do that.
You have beaten Osprey on Dynamite a few days before the biggest match of his career, but you know that's
it's cool.
I gave Ross a no because of the Willow being out of character with the stipulation in his first pitch. I don't know what to do now because I like the rest of the pitch a lot and I want to give you a yes, but I feel like a hypocrite if I do so. So I'm going to have to do one of them.
You can
the
give
bar.
it one of them.
I'll give it a bar.
Give it a bar.
I'll give it a bar.
I'm fine with a bar.
I think it's the next logical step, the break happening. I agree with the way it came around, with the heels beating down Will before he comes around and beats them all up again in future weeks. I'll give it a yeah.
Oh!
I too was a bit shaky on the prospect of Will Ospreay losing on Dynamite so soon, but you know, the way it turns around at the end there, I can accept it.
I was thinking this, like in real life, assuming that the turn does happen soon and they kick him out of the family. What's he gonna? He's already like wrestled all of them. He's already beaten all of them. So what are they going to do? It's weird.
Oh, that's a good point, actually.
Is he going to have a match
At
with,
once.
Is he going to have a match with Don?
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
Can Don? Yeah.
Can Don still go?
Why hasn't Don had a match yet?
How old's Don?
In his 50s?
Like The Rock?
Yeah. Just like The Rock.
Is The Rock in his 50s or his 40s?
50s.
Similar.
Don will be natty though. Yeah.
Yes.
Natty Natalia.
No.
Oh.
Natty Andrew. You try and work out what that means. I'm not going to say one way or
know
t'other.
what that means.
I thought Joel just made a noise there.
I thought he was ducking and diving and ready to go.
I thought we'd had a recording issue, but we're still going. It's my turn. Yeah. I'll save my House of Black one once again because I have one that involves Pac versus Kazuchika Okada. It's the is it the opener? It's an earlier match on the show, certainly. In this match, Pac batters Okada for a lot of the duration, busting him open and generally forcing Okada to wrestle like nobody's made him in years. He's been the favourite in just about every match he's been in for a long time now. But Pac's really taking it to him and Okada's struggling. The match ends when Okada fights back, possibly via heelish tactics. He avoids the Black Arrow, he hits the Tombstone and the Rainmaker, makes the pinfall, 1-2. Pac kicks out everyone. Okada can't believe it, and then the bell rings. 30-minute time limit draw. Pac's taking Okada to the limit, and not just that, Okada's bleeding all over the place. Pac's, I mean, he's obviously beaten up as well, but it's like that, is it Mania 27 when Taker's the one who has to get helped out? Okada doesn't have to get helped out, but everyone knows, Pac really took it to Kazuchika Okada there. Anyway, in one of the later contests of the night, Will Osprey beats Bryan Danielson in a match that Dave Meltzer gave 77.5 stars.
Ooh.
After Bryan shakes his hand and leaves, Osprey gets on the mic and declares himself now the undisputed best wrestler in the world. But we hear over the speakers, "Hold your horses there, buddy." Yeah. This is going to be a struggle. I've got a lot of promo here. Pac heads down to the ring and stares at Osprey. He raises the mic and said, "You must excuse me, Mr. Osprey, for I am a little hard of hearing." That sounds like something you would
That does sound like so, with like cusp in his ear.
Yeah, but I thought you said you were the best wrestler in the world. Osprey, I've put here, does his whole innocent little boy routine. Well, hold on, mate. Give me a second. I've just had a bloody blind over match with Bryan Danielson. I'm shattered. Pac responds, "I am sick and tired of your fake friendly act. I have been to London. I have been to Essex. Nobody is friendly. Nobody makes room for each other on public transport. Nobody talks to each other in the pub. Have yous not heard of a little thing called customer service?" I think that's another thing.
That's quite good.
I'm going red with the F.
Oh, yeah.
Perhaps you need someone to teach you some manners. I am from the north of England, the finest place on God's green earth, the cradle of the Industrial Revolution, rolling hills and majestic countryside, and proper pints without fruit or lemonade in the top of them. Because the Southerners do. This is going to... Americans might be confused. I'm playing up to northern and southern stereotypes here a lot. Osprey says, "Oh, calm down, calm down. You seem to be really proud of yourself for drawing with Okada. And I'll admit he came out the match looking a lot more beaten up than you look right now. But remember, you're talking to someone that's actually beaten him on multiple occasions." I went on Cage Match. I don't think Pac's ever faced Okada one-on-one. So.
Oh, that's exciting.
Very
isn't it?
interesting.
Pac isn't listening by this point, though. Spurred on by centuries of socio-economic inequality, he crumples Osprey with a spinning kick to the gut and locks in the Destroyer. Security rush out and eventually drag Pac away and prevent Osprey from going back after him. They shout at each other over the crowd of bodies. Osprey saying things like, "Is it a dog and duck you're after then, meow macker?" That's Cockney rhyme slang for a ruck, which is a fight.
A ruckus.
Is it a dog and duck? You want a dog?
I assumed it would have been something a bit more
Me too.
filthy.
Yeah. And Pac's saying things like, "I'll spot you clean out, you lay. I'm sure how hard me." And it sets up for it sets up for a dream match, I think we can all agree, between Pac and Osprey, and also bit of an England derby.
Ooh, I like it.
And I mean, Osprey would probably win and we'd all be gutted, but it'd be a good match though.
It would be. I'm fully on board.
Yeah.
The promo, everything, the issues between the North and South.
Yeah. I could see you nodding out the corner of my eye.
Well, it brought back first week of uni in the working man's club in Sunderland over the road from my residence. Steels, that's what it was called. You know,
I've never been it, no.
Cockney lad I live with walked in. He goes, "All right there, mate. Can I have a lager top?" The entire bar turned around. And I was like, "Oh my god, I'm not with him."
What did he want in the top? Like lime or something? Or
Lemonade.
Lemonade,
Never
right?
even heard of
Bloody
this before,
shan't me neither.
I've never even heard of
A shandy.
top. That's mad, that, isn't it?
Anyway, that's
sometimes
funny.
they have like a bit of lime cordial or something as well. Yeah.
A
Strawberry.
lager top.
I've heard they sometimes put blackcurrant in beer, don't they? Sometimes.
Snake bite,
Yeah, but
baby.
that's an
Snake
established
bite.
thing.
That seems all right.
Just to explain to any Americans who are watching, we're from the north. We're typically harder, so you got to drink your lager without any flavour in it.
No.
Just drink it down.
bit of salt in it.
Brother.
We're in minds
Bit of
picking that.
battery acid in the top.
Bit of dust, just sprinkle it in there.
But what Jack described there is a real life issue, and Pac versus Osprey would sort it out.
Would it be like would it be for wrestling fans in the UK like a football kind of thing?
Oh, yeah.
Would it be like us versus them mentality sort of? Oh.
Imagine the themed entrances. Pac comes out with miners, flat caps,
Oh.
pickaxe over his shoulder.
I love it already. A whippet?
Osprey also wearing a flat cap, I suppose, because he's Cockney. A whippet. Pac's got a whippet. Osprey's got an eel in his arms.
An eel?
Oh, mate!
An eel?
I forgot to jelly my eel.
Oh yeah, they have that there, don't they?
They have jellied eels, yeah. Gross.
Mad.
Or Osprey can come out in like Essex, like the only way is that like I don't know, like a pink car, luminous spray tan. Oh, he's all right, mate. And he should lose, but he won't.
He should.
Anyway, that's my pitch.
I like it very much.
Thank you.
That's definitely a match that we need sooner rather than later for sure.
I'm feeling that I've miscalculated. I saw that as like my filler pick.
It's a good one.
I just wrote a lot of stupid dialogue, but now I've saved this one that I've been talking up for the end of the video, and I'm feeling the pressure. Ross, can we have your final pitch, please?
Well, I did this final pitch. Bonnie Tyler has entered the room. I did this with the idea. I did it like the traditional wrestling bookers would do. I had the idea of where it was going at the end, and then I had to work out where it was going after, and I couldn't do it.
Okay.
So this is bollocks until the end.
So you did start it from the end, though?
Yeah.
You couldn't get back to the start?
No.
So the shaky bits at the start here?
Yeah.
Okay.
But then it gets stronger as it goes.
Yeah.
The outcome's all that matters.
Okay.
But I'll fill some time anyway. Swerve Strickland wins the AEW World title from Samoa Joe in a match that goes right down the middle with no interferences at all. After the bell, Swerve is in the ring, all the confetti and the pyro and all that sort of bollocks. It's one hell of a moment for a fella that has well and truly earned it. I don't know why the hell I had to write that down. Samoa Joe is doing the losing wrestler backwards walk up the ramp like, ooh, and all of a sudden, someone has opened a trap door at the top of the ramp, which Samoa Joe falls into, out of sight. We can't see him. Huh?
He's gone.
He's gone. He's just dropped down. See you
Into the
later.
void.
All of a sudden, a video starts playing about dynasty or dynasty and what it means and the successors to the metaphorical thrones and all that kind of stuff. Maybe some talk of a fallen king with footage of Samoa Joe shown, I don't know. Up through the same hole where Samoa Joe fell rises a figure, and the lights in the arena mean we can't quite see who it is. Then all of a sudden, with all the cavorca of a fist throw that comes about during the Gillette advert, I did it last week on the podcast.
He's been singing.
Tom Grant, he's coming to Newcastle soon, and I've tweeted him 2 or 3 times now asking him if he's going to play this song.
Joel's been
comes
singing
to
it
Newcastle.
all morning.
It's such a good song.
The Gillette song.
Yeah, unbelievable.
You're looking good.
What is it
You're
again?
looking
Sing it.
fine.
Joel, sing it. Go on.
Here we go, Sesh, on your own.
Go on. Go on, Joel.
Gillette down. The best a man can get.
It sounds like a banger. I
It
ain't
is
heard
really
it.
good. Anyway,
What you've always done.
so imagine
you,
that
Joel.
like initial Gillette. That's all. So we get the lights go, change a different colour, and a man raises up a Burberry scarf like that.
Oh!
The best of man. MJF walks down the ring, mic in hand, telling
Really
us
clean shaven.
Yeah.
Beautifully clean shaven.
He's
Holding
the
one of
best
the
of
razors.
Samoa Joe just comes back up through the hole, shaven like a newborn baby. Not a hair in sight. Anyway, he tells us how the next few weeks are going to be bad for Samoa Joe because he's going to torture him after what he did or what he helped to do in the build-up to World's End, where we should be building towards a feud between MJF and Adam Cole, but that can't happen now. So building towards MJF's return feud being against Samoa Joe, I think that's the best we can muster at this time. He tells us all how this was the right place for MJF to come back because the Dynasty, was a professional wrestling faction in Major League Wrestling, in brackets MLW, which consisted of Alexander Hammerstone, Grogan, Gino Medina, Maxwell Jacob Friedman, and Richard Holiday. Holiday! But they aren't relevant.
I did the Kennedy thing for some reason. Holiday.
But they aren't relevant anymore, so he's here by himself, lol.
Oh, Alexander Hammerstone's anyway, yeah.
MJF gets in the ring, he shakes hands with Swerve, but warns him once he's done kneecapping Samoa Joe over the next little while, he's coming back to reclaim that Triple B, baby. Triple B. MJF leaves the ring and Swerve stands tall. It's basically, the show's called Dynasty, huh? And that's his old reference there. I did have the thought of having him come back and like helping Kyle O'Reilly to beat Roddy Strong.
Oh, yeah.
But the UK are colder than a dead fish on an iceberg.
Yeah.
So I don't want his return feud to be that one. So I just want MJF back. I want him back with an edge as well, which is where the kneecapping of Samoa Joe comes in.
That was part of my reasoning for getting Wardlow in with the...
Yeah.
Just what? He's being wasted again.
Yeah.
Again.
So MJF back at Dynasty was the end point. We kind of got there.
I think it's very good.
All right, yeah.
And I think you're right. I think it makes sense for that to be the feud when he comes back, for him to go for that and then to move on to the World Championship.
What's wrong? You're friends with him. What's wrong with Adam Cole?
His foot's hurt, isn't it? I don't know what is up with him.
I thought you were
badly.
Twitch buddies.
Oh, you know, he's been a busy boy. He's
Have they
been a
made
busy boy.
I'm just thinking of the first ever Double or Nothing when Moxley made a surprise. Have they made it? Is that a theme at Double or Nothing? Do we get surprises? No, maybe not. Maybe I'm not. Maybe not.
No, I can't think now.
No.
I'm not sure.
All I can think of is the
All Out was the one.
yeah
With
that
Cole
was
and Danielson.
Cole and Danielson.
Oh yeah. Oh god, that was good and all, wasn't it? That.
Oh yeah.
What a night that was. Oh, I'm rubbing me jeans.
I've got trackies on. Now you started a fire.
Oh my God.
It's a yes from me as well.
Phew.
As long as there's a way of not making Joe look too silly.
Well, he's coming out with no hair.
And he's falling down a
Gillette.
trap door.
Yeah.
Yeah, but he doesn't know it's there. It's not,
yeah.
it's not like a comical. It's just
When
like.
he comes back up, he should have like a net.
Oh, yeah, that sounded
like
yeah.
My
Did
God.
you catch the right bottom of your nail?
Yes.
Oh, yes.
I thought you were going to
Stingy.
just ignore it. I was like, wow.
Couldn't
But,
ignore that one.
yeah. It's a yes from me as well.
Get it.
Yes.
Andrew,
Right, final one.
take us home. Take us
it's
nearly home, and then I'll take us home.
Country Roads. It's I don't know actually if you'll like this one or not. It's a very simple run, right? And it's not actually on the card at the moment,
That's
but I
all
have
right.
a feeling that after their meeting segment that's happening tonight on Dynamite, Chris Jericho and Hook will be facing one another at the pay-per-view this weekend, probably for the FTW Championship. If that happens, then I only ask of just a few things, right? I ask that Hook absolutely squashes Chris Jericho. Like
Yes!
a few exploders, a T-bone, and then right out of the gate, Jericho tries to capitalize with a Swift Judas effect, but Hook counters it and gets him into the red room. Tap out or pass out victory, one of the two.
Love it.
Squash, job done. I've just not been enjoying the storyline at all between the two, and I don't want it to draw out for any longer. Because I don't want Jericho to take away the momentum from Hook. My only issue is that Jericho has trademarked a load of things he's been saying over the last few
The
weeks.
vortex of Jericho, I saw
Vortex,
was
yeah.
The learning branch
tree,
or
yeah.
whatever, and this, that, and the other. And I'm like, oh no.
He loves making stables.
Sure
loves it.
does.
Yeah.
He loves
but not a horse
making-
inside.
I wonder if this might be a fakey, though, because he did that with AJ Styles. Remember that?
Y2AJ.
Y2AJ. They had a t-shirt and everything.
Oh, maybe.
But
It'll
this,
be just
I think the
good
vortex of Jericho, he'll think that's too cool a name to waste on a
Yeah.
fake stable.
Yeah. But I wrote down here, I completely understand wanting to have a seasoned veteran like Jericho in there to help guide the younger up and comer in Hook, but it doesn't feel... Jericho doesn't feel like the one for Hook. So I've just said, so Hook absolutely squashes Jericho. Jericho looks both physically and mentally defeated, and perhaps even goes away for a little bit to then return eventually as just a full-blown heel man. I think he needs to go away for a little while for people to sort of appreciate him again. At least the crowds, it feels like people really just aren't bothered at the moment. Obviously, he's doing the Lionheart stuff too, isn't he? And
Yeah.
I mean, you've literally taken away the one thing that people sort of get behind in Judas with the song. That's what makes people like, oh yeah.
But that's
Oh,
how you know
yeah.
he wants to wrestle when he dresses up as Lionheart.
Yeah, but-
he wants to street fight when he's the Painmaker, and
He's a dick when he's normal Jericho now.
Yeah. Yeah.
And he
But-
wants to wrestle when he's Lionheart.
So not only do we get the squash, but maybe we also tease what's in the near future for Hook. So the match is actually so fast that we see Adam Copeland and the cold-hearted handsome devil cross paths as the TNT champ is on his way to his trios match. And
is that out of the frying pan into the fire? Then?
oh, Hook returns to the back from his, and there's a little acknowledgement between the two that could signal what championship ambitions are next for Hook. I'm not saying straight away.
Okay.
Somewhere down the line. Plus, then you've got another veteran there passing on his knowledge to Hook whilst undoubtedly being able to make him look like a star. Just, the match that Hook and Jericho had so made Hook look good. So nothing against Jericho there. But I think, if you were to put somebody else in there like an Adam Copeland, I think maybe he might come out looking a little better maybe. And I would like to see that too. I think it'd be quite intense, Hook versus Adam Copeland.
It would,
I think it'd be quite fun to see.
and it's a yes from me.
Thank you.
It's a no from me,
Whoa!
Because you could do that angle on Dynamite.
What, the squash?
Jericho getting flattened, so I'm just going to say no just to get it done on Dynamite.
Oh, okay,
Because
okay.
with
But humiliated at AEW Dynasty.
the pay-per-view payday got no.
Yeah.
It just does feel like Jericho is scrambling to stay on the show at the
Yeah,
moment, and
yeah.
the tenuous link between. Oh, I had a match with your dad in 1996, and all of a sudden, oof! I thought of it 3 years after your debut, or whatever it's been. It just feels like he's struggling to keep himself on the card. So just to write him off as quick as possible on Dynamite. I like the Kavorka,
Yeah.
but I'd do it soon.
That's all right, no.
I'd
I'll
like to
take
see
it.
Taz versus Jericho.
I'd like to see that as well.
I
Is
just
Taz
have to-
all right to wrestle still or not?
Probably not.
No.
The little interaction on Collision was funny though. He's like, Taz, speak to your son for me, please. And Taz is like, does what he wants. It was really
Eats crisps.
Yeah. Right. It's my last pitch. The House of Black defeat the babyface team of Adam Copeland, Eddie Kingston, and Mark Briscoe Afterwards, Malachi gets on the mic and says, I've just read this dialogue ahead. It sounds like the devil out of Tenacious D. He says, you thought you could band together and defeat the House of Black, and you have failed. Now you must... Oh, no, I was meant to do this in his accent, which I can't do.
Do it.
I can't. It ends up like Swedish.
Yeah?
You thought you could band together.
There we go.
No,
So
what's
dark,
Dutch?
so
What's
mysterious.
Dutch? You thought you could band together. Nah, I can't do it. And defeat the House of Black, and you have
Baying that,
failed.
wasn't it?
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
Now you must pay the price. Next week, how about we play a little game? It is Bane. He said, no, wait, Bane doesn't. It's the Joker who...
I am hard for you.
Yeah. Next week, how about we play a little game? See you on the Dynamite, and the heels.
Why is he turning to Borat now?
No, that's his
See you on the
Swedish.
Dynamite.
At one time, I think in a Pitches video, I went, "See you at the WrestleMania," when I was being Malachi Black, and that just ruined my impression of him forever. And the heels teleport away, so they've beaten them, and now he's going to make them pay for thinking they could even beat the House of Black. We'll see them on Dynamite. The faces all blame each other for the loss. This is still in the ring at Dynasty. Mark Briscoe has to even stop Eddie Kingston from going after Adam Copeland. Because he's a very passionate man, Eddie Kingston. Mm-hmm. The next week on Dynamite, a very shaken Alex Marvez heads to the stage and announces that the House of Black have requested all three of their beaten foes to head to the ring. Copeland, Kingston, and Mark all arrive separately, and tension's clearly still high between them. The lights go down and the House of Black appear, but in a private box in the crowd, maybe one with the lights turned off and decorated to look spooky and stuff. Malachi has a microphone and says, "Gentlemen, it's time to play our game. You must now face each other in a battle for your very souls in a triple threat with no rules. Make sure you survive," because he's playful, because the loser will face very dire consequences. But he doesn't reveal what they are yet. The three have a wild no DQ brawl, which ends when Eddie has Mark set up for the spinning back fist, only for Copeland to sneak behind and roll up a surprised Kingston for the three, because he is, after all, the ultimate opportunist. Copeland and Briscoe leave, while a very frustrated Eddie stays in the ring to learn what lies in store. Malachi heads down to the ring and says, "Eddie, you have lost the match, and now you must face me at Double or Nothing." Eddie just looks at him and goes, "Good, yeah, all right," because he likes fighting. But Malachi isn't finished and says, "Eddie, I want to have a match in Las Vegas because I am a gambling man, but I don't gamble with money. I gamble with fate."
Oh my god!
No, it is the sort of
I
thing.
like it. Yeah, it works.
Therefore, our match will be fought under a buried alive stipulation. It goes without saying that the loser will never be seen in AEW ever again. Eddie gets more serious now and swings a back fist at Malachi, but the lights go down, and when they come back up, Malachi's gone. He's on the stage with a shovel, and he unveils a tombstone that reads, "Eddie Kingston, 1981 to 2024. I Googled that, and Malachi says, "See you at the Double or Nothing," and then he leaves. And I think Eddie wins just so that Malachi just clearly wants to go back to WWE.
Yeah.
So Eddie wins. I can see him as kind of a sort of grisly, heroic action figure burying the evil Malachi Black. And then Malachi can go back at WWE and thrive and, hang out with his wife.
Yeah, no.
I'm just picturing a sweaty, just close your eyes, a sweaty Eddie Kingston covered in mud.
Yeah.
Just walking down the ramp with a shovel and a canister of fire.
Yeah.
Canister of fire?
Yeah, yeah,
Canister
yeah.
of
Fire.
petrol.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? That visual.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
It's a yes from me.
Dragging the shovel, maybe. He's tired.
Yeah.
It's a yes, thank you.
Oh, yes.
It's a yes from me. Oh, Malachi's entrance. You could have him carry out the coffin. You could have Brody and Buddy carry out.
Oh, it's
the
pallbearer.
coffin kind of
Have
thing.
fellow
Yeah,
Swede-led band Ghost play them down to the ring.
Yeah, there you go. You could have Ghost there as well.
Are they right? So I've
The lead
always,
singer's Swedish, isn't he?
I've always seen them compared to Slipknot. Do they wear masks?
Yeah,
That's-
I don't like
that's the only
Ghost.
Is that the only thing? All right.
Yeah.
Okay, fair
They're quite tepid compared to the Slippity Knot.
Yeah,
aren't they?
not a fan of Ghost really.
Oh.
They look cool.
Okay.
Oh, the music's a bit naff for me.
I see.
I like the song. Ritual. Hey. Good song.
Yeah.
They're not like Green Day at all.
No.
No, unfortunately not. No.
They're a bit more operatic.
Yes.
Oh.
Yeah.
They would fit the House of Black by the sounds of it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Or
Just
just get Eamon Raw out there.
Eamon Raw.
That was who did Malachi's theme song.
No,
to
man.
begin with.
I had
So good. Wait, what?
No,
which
wait,
one?
that was
no,
Seaforth.
that was yeah.
Oh, no, that was good as well, to be
Oh,
fair.
yeah.
What were you? What'd you have?
I had the other Eamon in my head. Not
Eamon
Eamon Holmes. No, the one from like 2004.
Oh!
F what I said, it don't mean S now.
Oh, yeah.
Don't want you back. Oh, uh-huh.
Just imagine
was
Brody
mine.
King doing that.
And then they invented a fake girlfriend who came back with a...
Yeah. I thought that was
response
real.
song.
Is
Yeah,
that real?
kayfabe. No, it was kayfabe, yeah.
No way.
No, his real girlfriend wasn't also on the record label.
No way.
Yeah, it was kayfabe, brother.
I still want to believe it's real.
I've believed until now.
That's what puts butts in seats, brother.
It sure did back in the day.
Headphones in ears. I felt like I couldn't escape that music video on like the box or whatever. He throws the pizza at the end in slow motion. Yeah. Thanks for watching, everybody. This has been 9 Pitches for AEW Dynasty. Thank you to Andrew. Thank you to Ross for joining me. Thank you to Joel behind the camera as well. We hope you've enjoyed it. And we've got a lot coming up for Dynasty as well.
Today is Wednesday. That's pitches evening. So here are the pitches. Tomorrow is Thursday. That is predictions day. Predictions will happen with Tom and Fraser and maybe somebody else. I don't know. Friday, they'll be at the Cultaholic Wrestling podcast, which might be 5 hours this week because of Battle of the Belts. I was saying because Battle of the Belts happened.
That was like 3 matches long.
We should get some drinks in.
No, please, no. I can't do it again.
I've heard last week's was very, very good.
It's the best podcast I've ever done.
Therefore, I think more drinks should be introduced.
I don't remember much of it, but it was horrible. But I had a good time, but I was so tired.
Yeah.
I watched back a portion towards the end to see if I did remember, and I was speaking about, and I quote, the sideman who likes the drugs, and I've got no recollection.
What?
That was my favourite sideman, apparently.
Okay.
The one that likes the drugs, but yeah.
Who said it was you said it was your favourite?
Yeah, that was my favourite sideman.
I've skimmed it, and just bits that I land on, I've got no memory. Like, when did this... But that was more because of the length of it than the drunkenness.
Oh, I was hammered by the end. So yeah, podcast on Friday. Saturday, what we're doing, lists and stuff will be available. Then we'll have the normal pay-per-view coverage, a live stream with Tom and maybe somebody else. We'll be live on the YouTube channel as the pay-per-view is happening. Cultaholic Live, the YouTube thing. What's the URL again?
YouTube.com/cultaholic/live.
Yeah. Then Jack will have what happened at in the hours after the show. News come out with the show as well. WTF's dead for AEW because people didn't watch.
Still live for WWE?
Yeah, still live.
Still live. Thank you very much for watching. Guys, why not leave your opinions on pitches? Maybe even some pictures of your very own in the comments section down below. Thank you very much for watching. I've been Jack. This has been Andrew. This has been Ross. And we'll see you soon. And also, life's a pitch.
And then you
die.
Yeah.
All the catchphrases are out of my mind.